Let's talk about number 16, Oregon State, holding off Colorado 26-19 late on Saturday night. Now, this game was already going to be interesting because, well, Coach Prime's team is interesting. But Coach Prime made it more interesting when news surfaced that Pat Shurmur would be calling plays for the offense and that Sean Lewis would be demoted from his play calling duties. Now, we all wanted to hear what Prime was going to say about this, but I thought the thing that he didn't say was more important than what happened on the football field. Now, he wanted to start by saying that he didn't want to demean Sean Lewis, to which I'm going, well, we didn't demean Sean Lewis. That's something you did by demoting him. That's what you did. He's saying, I don't really want to go into why I made the decision that I did, except to say, I don't regret it. And let's just trust the process. To which the rest of us who only have the football on the field to go by will look at Sean Lewis and say, he ain't the problem. There are a lot of problems with Colorado right now, chiefly that they're 4-5. But Sean Lewis and that offense was the reason why I and others thought that they were going to be good at the start of the season. And frankly, they were, because that offense could score. And the reason it could score is they're running his offense and they were running it well. Now, the other part about this that is frustrating to those of us that watch Colorado play football is we are invested in the program. We would like to know what is going on in the program, and we would like to know why its steward is making the decisions that it is. Now, when you were telling everybody that you got tinted windows around your house and you don't want to let nobody see everything that goes on, well, then you are going to leave us to draw our own conclusions about what is going on in that house. So if you got barbecue Becky outside, she might be calling the cops. You got somebody else outside, they just might want to know, hey, dog, do y'all need anything? Y'all need some help? Can I help you? And you just like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Then it really is on your shoulders to go clean up whatever the mess is. Now, did they play better against Oregon State offensively than they had in weeks past with Pat Shurmur calling the plays? Not really. So last week against UCLA, they scored 16 points, put up 242 total yards. It wasn't great. This week against Oregon State, they put up 238 yards and 19 points. Still allowed 4 sacks. The offense didn't change. You know why the offense didn't change? I don't think it's because the play caller was changed. I think it's because the offensive line is not any good. I think it's because it's Travis Hunter, it's Xavier Weaver, it's Jimmy Horn, it's Shedeur Sanders, and then you got to hope and wish. And you know what doesn't win football games? Hoping and wishing. You know what does? Blocking and tackling. And if you can't block those dudes from tackling your dude, you're going to lose the football game. So all of us are also looking at this going, Sean Lewis left a head coaching gig to be your offensive coordinator. Of all the people on that staff that felt like they were insulated, Sean Lewis would have been, to the rest of us, that guy. But seeing as there are other things that may or may not be going on inside the program, we are left to our own devices to try to figure out why Prime's making a move like this one. And then when you are not wanting to explain why you made the move, and you have a quarterback who also thinks that by asking the question of why do you think Sean Lewis is demoted, that you're setting him up for a headline. Nah, dog, that's like pleading the fifth in court. I mean, you can do it and it's honest, but it's going to leave us to our own devices and we're going to make up a story. And any story that most people make up is probably worse than what's going on. So why don't you just tell them what's going on? Tell them that's 4-5. Tell them that you look for a spark, whatever it might be, right? Because people really do want to believe you. But the more you don't talk to people, the less that they think you're hiding from them. And that's not what you want at Colorado right now either, because now we're getting to see what is it like for Colorado and Coach Prime to try to get through what may be a losing season. And I say maybe a losing season because they're that close to it. They are on the cusp of losing 4 home games in a row. You might not think that's a big deal at Colorado, being what Colorado has been in years past, but Colorado has not lost 4 in a row at home since 2015. And this weekend, they got an Arizona team that is good. Arizona is 6-3 with 2 ranked wins. Arizona put up 41 on SC. Arizona beat the same UCLA team that gave Colorado fits just last night. Jed Fish has those dudes rolling, and they are rolling right into Boulder. So something better get fixed in a hurry, or it's not going to be 4-5. It's going to be 4-6. And then we really are going to ask, okay, can you get the offensive lineman that you think you need to be great next year? And you got to deal with that for another 9 months. If you like what you've seen, consider subscribing to the #1 college football show on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcast.